We are live. How about you, everybody? Welcome to the Auburn Live call-in show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, senior recruiting editor for Auburn Live All 3. If you're not a member of that site, you're absolutely missing out. This week is going to be a little special. Got a lot going on this week. Jump on board. Give us a try. Auburn Live on 3. Joined tonight, as I always am, 60% of the time, by Mr. Cole Pinkston, Mr. Jhead. How about you, fellas?
How about you?
How about you, if you look at Mr. Pink here, you'll know why they call him Pink. Hey, look at that pink face.
Look at it. I didn't apply very well today. So
look at your sunglasses. Mr. Cole Pinkston, what have you been doing to get so sunburned?
Well, Mr. Lee, I've been on a boat out on the water out there, hanging out. There it is right there.
Oh,
the Buddy Mac. Yes, sir. We just docked it about 15 minutes ago.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Been reeling them in?
We've had some luck.
Oh, fried up, big dog.
It's going, but what is Auburn going to reel in at Big Cat Weekend?
This is the week, man. This is the week. We have got so much on board, on deck. You've got Demarcus Riddick announcing on Wednesday. You've got Big Cat less than a week away. We're going to talk about it all. Go ahead and get those phone lines open. They're already open. We've got people on hold. Give us a call, 701-779-9585. Before we get started, I want to throw out a big how about you to our new sponsor. Temporary, but new. Oh, Bird Dogs shorts and apparel. How about that, man? Listen, I'm at the Waldorf Astoria in Troy, Alabama, also known as the Courtyard. Down here doing a little recon on my new hunting lease. So I had to stop at the hotel. So I am without my Bird Dogs. I know all the ladies watching are going to be very disappointed. Jessica will not be. But, hey, if you saw, man, we've already had people talking about it on the corner, our message board, Auburn on Three's message board, Bird Dog shorts, folks. It's a big game changer for me, especially those guys who aren't as fit as me. Because Bird Dogs, the main thing about birds, they make you look good. They stretch khaki shorts. They're designed to fit slimmer through the thighs. You see what I'm saying? They give you a sculpted look, pow, like that running back booty. They give it to you, son. Bird Dog shorts do the exact same thing as Lululemon, but fit way better. So if you're a Lululemon fan, you're about to be a Bird Dog fan. And listen, they got a special promotion going on right now. Go to birddogs.com/Auburn, all caps. And that will get you a free Yeti-style tumbler and some really good shorts. Very, very pleased to have discovered the Bird Dogs, man.
Hey, Jeffrey, we had a guy on the boat this weekend. Wars Bird Dogs out there.
Get out.
Got splashed by a big wave. Everybody was wet. His shorts were dry in like 5 minutes, man. Like, golly, got to get me some Bird Dogs.
Hey, you can go commando too, man. Like that liner.
He goes, hey, I'm not wearing underwear right now, but it looks like I am.
If you like to swing free, dude, Bird Dogs your play. Give them a try. Give them a look. birddogs.com/Auburn, all caps, man. That will get you a free Yeti-style tumbler. Again, birddogs.com/Auburn, all caps. We appreciate them. Give them a try. All right, the news, immediate news looking forward is the Demarcus Riddick, this final decision. I put it in air quotes because nothing is final in recruiting. As we've seen, he's already committed to Georgia. He's going to make a final decision as a commitment on Wednesday. Most think it's between Auburn and Alabama. And, of course, most others think that it will go until December, and, of course, it will. But it's kind of going back and forth. We've been hearing Auburn for a long time, right? I mean, we can unload some stuff.
Yeah.
We've been hearing Auburn for a long time. When I say a long time, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks maybe. I think that's fair.
Yep.
July 4th-ish, yeah.
Yep.
Probably after the visit, the last visit.
I think I'll go back. I think it was after his 7-on-7 visit that was on a Thursday after his official visit. It was those two visits, and they came real close to each other. And then, boom, we're getting a lot of intel that says Auburn's sitting okay,
It's Cole has a prediction in for Auburn, has had it in since I think February or March. I wouldn't argue that. I'm not ready to. I'm not to that point, and I've already said this. I'm not going to. I don't think anybody truly knows. I think a lot of people think they know, but a lot of people thought Tony Mitchell. But I will say this. This will be our last show before the announcement, so I'm going to say this. If things go as Demarcus Riddick has said behind the scenes that they'll go, he'll choose Auburn.
Yeah.
Okay. But if things went how Tony Mitchell behind the scenes said they would go, he would have signed with Auburn. Now, the difference between these two is that this is a commitment. Tony Mitchell was a signing. We're bringing up these two guys because head-to-head against Alabama with in-state 5-star, high 4-star guys that Alabama wants, very tough for Auburn over the last several years to win. I do think, and I think we talked about this in our private chat the other day, this guy could end up committing to Georgia, committing to Auburn, and then signing with Alabama.
Sure.
This guy could end up committing to Georgia, committing to Auburn, and signing with Auburn. Or committing to Alabama and signing with Alabama, or committing to Alabama. You just never know. So Wednesday is not the end-all, be-all for this guy, I don't think. And he says final decision, and I hope he sticks to it because it makes my life easier.
Yep.
But I'm not banking on it. Now, gun to the head, Wednesday, who you going with? Jhead. We know who Cole's going with. He's got his pick in. And I'm going to come to you, Cole, after this and see how you feeling about that pick. But Jhead, gun to the head. It sounds so violent, doesn't it? Toes to the line, jump, or give us a prediction.
If I'm jumping with Auburn today. Now, that's today. Let me,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, look, and I made a post the other day on the board that said things I hate to say in recruiting or that I hate to hear in recruiting. Things are fluid, seem to rank as like number 5 on that list. But it's true, right?
Yeah.
If you've been around recruiting long enough, if you've covered it, experienced it, whatever, you understand that things change minute to minute, hour to hour in this business, specifically when you're closing in on a commitment or a signing. But as of today, I do feel comfortable with Auburn's stance. I think they've done everything they possibly can to give themselves an advantage in this recruitment. I think they have played this exactly how you have to. But we know things tend to get weird in the last few hours.
Mm.
And as you said, Jeffrey, our success rate probably since TD Moultrie in state has not been what we needed it to be when you're going head-to-head with the University of Alabama. And there's confidence on that side. Now, I think it's gone from them thinking it's a 100% commitment to them when they put in commitment predictions for him to more of a 50-50 up in the air type situation. And I think Andrew Bone's coverage reflects that. And he's been very open and honest with the fact that this is a toss-up and this could go either way. I still believe it's a toss-up and it could go either way. Even though I feel comfortable with Auburn stance today is not Wednesday. And so, you know, you just don't know. But toe to the line, if I got to make a choice today, I think he's going to sign. I think he's going to commit to Auburn.
See, a big difference. Where he ends up, I don't know.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is where do you think he's going to commit to on Wednesday? Jhead says Auburn. Cole, you feeling decent?
That's a good point, Jhead. I think we say that too much. It's fluid, you know. I mean, because it's all fluid. It all is. I mean, go ahead and make that an understood thing. It's just going to be that way, especially now with NIL. I know it's always been that way. My new thing is I'll make a pick and then I'll go, but I'm making this pick with extreme caution. Okay. Well, I'm making a pick for Auburn with Demarcus Riddick, but I'm approaching it with extreme caution because I know that anything can happen here because we still got, 3 days. Okay. Anything can happen on that one. I wanted to do this, though. I wanted to get on the board the other night. I was thinking about it. You know, I've made a pick, put in the pick in March, early March. I've held with it. I've thought about changing it several times. I was dead set and determined I was going to change it. And then I said, let me just check with some sources again before I make any moves on it. Did that. You know, hey, hold what you got. Hold what you got. I said, okay. Now I've checked with sources. I've done everything I can on this one. At this point, we're probably not going to learn anything new. So I'm just going to have to be wrong, to quote Jeffrey Lee.
I
I'm
think
just
that's
going to have to be wrong on this one. But at the same time, I really like what I'm hearing about Auburn from several different sources. At one time, it was just one source that I liked on this one that was saying, hey, don't change that pick. Auburn's in this thing. They're not going away. And he's been an Auburn guy for a while. He's a guy that really understands and likes Auburn. So, having said all that, I'm gonna let it ride on the pick. I'm gonna stay with it, and I'm gonna say the same on Wednesday when I go to see who he chooses. At his ceremony.
If the ceremony was tomorrow and Shannon Terry sent me a text right now and said, "Dude, you have to put in a prediction for Demarcus Riddick," I would predict him to Auburn. From talking to all these people inside and outside of Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, all across the Southeast and national, I'm either hearing one of two things: it's a toss-up, or they think it's going to be Auburn. Not many people, even the people who's been saying Alabama leads, a month ago, they think it's going to be Alabama. I haven't heard that anymore. I've heard two things, one of two things. I think it's going to be Auburn, or it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, what you got for us, big dog?
I think we got 8 callers on the line.
Damn! They like them bird dog shorts now.
apparently so. Either that or you talking about going commando.
1753. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
What's up, Jay Lee?
Oh my God, is this the collections department?
Nah,
My
man,
extended-
what's up, Bridget Nana?
There he is.
We knew you were going to be first, baby.
What's up, Fredericks 90?
Yeah, man. Not much, man. Heading home from the rig.
All right.
I hear you on that, brother. You've
How
been
y'all
off
doing
shore.
it up in there?
Well, this is a perfect timing, Fred, because we were talking about Demarcus Riddick. I know you've got some intel on him as well, but to me, the next and most important thing is Perry Thompson, the 5-star wide receiver, is committed to Alabama. He's coming to Auburn this weekend, and excuse me. And you've been on top of that, or at least you've put up. We believe you've been on top of it. Will we find out soon enough?
Yeah, this the week right here.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh,
Oh.
Perry, is your dad doing all right?
What you say?
I thought, after all this comes out, it's going to end up being like Perry's dad or Frederick.
Nah,
Well,
nah.
Talk to us about Perry, Frederick. Talk to us about Demarcus. Those are the two guys that are hot right now for the Auburn recruiting fans. What are you hearing on both of those guys?
First is Perry. Perry, he's like the Auburn from the beginning, but the last step, they really didn't recruit him. So as soon as Freeze came in, him and Marcus Davis got on to him, and that was it. It was sold.
You think this has been over?
And I know, what'd you say?
You think this has been over? You think his mind's been made for a while?
Perry's mind has been made since the spring. He just kept. It was a reason he kept coming back on campus to make sure that field is still there, like the first time he came.
Interesting.
Frederick,
Yeah.
as it goes with
Nah,
Perry, do you
What'd you
get as it goes with Perry? Do you get the sense that he kind of wants to create his own legacy? That he's one of these kids that feels as though he wants to cast his own mold and not be in the shadow of anyone else?
Yes, he hates the idea that people compare him to Julio Jones, because Julio went to Foley as well, and Perry don't like that at all.
Okay. Look, Fred. I mean,
And Freeze also preached the idea of him coming and paving his own way, and he loved that because that's what Perry want to do.
well, I'm trying to get on board with you, man. I really am. I'm taking even more extreme caution with Perry than I am with Riddick, which, of course, I told you how I was feeling on Riddick. I'm starting to join you there, but man,
I'm not taking no caution with Perry. My two cautions are going to be with KJ Bolden and Demarcus.
Sure. Okay.
Fair enough.
Why would you say there's caution? Did you say DeMarcus?
Yeah, Demarcus.
All right. So why would you say there's some caution there, in your opinion?
Man, his family just got some strong Bama, just strong pro Alabama.
Okay.
And I don't know who is in his ear and all that, but I know where DeMarcus' heart is. His heart is at Auburn.
Okay.
You know, I thought it was interesting. Jhead, you brought it to my attention earlier today. Andrew Bone made a post. Chad Simmons had a story with DeMarcus talking about he already kind of has an idea where he's going on Wednesday, where he's going to announce to on Wednesday. Andrew Bone on the Bama online board said, you know, Alabama is not expecting him to visit before Wednesday. He has been expected to visit Big Cat on Saturday for a while now.
Exactly.
Frederick, you think that's pretty telling?
Yeah, that's pretty telling. And I also think the quote that he had made about he want to see what Georgia and Alabama has to talk about, and if they're not talking about nothing, he's going to come home.
Oh, yeah.
That right there holds a lot of weight.
Frederick, if you were doing my hot board, what would you have the percentage for Perry Thompson to commit to Auburn?
You already know that Perry percentage is going to be in the 90s.
90s, okay. At least 90. And then how do you feel about Riddick?
If I was doing the hot board, I'd put Riddick percentage at like 70, 75.
70.
Stay away from the 70, Uncle Fred. Don't do it to us now.
Nah, I'm not going to do it.
So a little less confident in DeMarcus. Probably have a little less intel than Perry. But man.
Well, actually, I've been getting a lot of. Well, I can't say that, but I've been speaking with his real dad, and his real dad is he's a diehard Georgia fan, and just from talking to him, that's what giving me confidence about Auburn with Riddick.
Some good stuff, man. There's
has Perry publicly said I want to have a final decision before the summer's over?
Yes.
How has he?
Yes, he did in an interview, I think.
He told you and me, Jeffrey, after he left his official visit, Clemente, we were all there, that he wants to do it before his senior season starts.
Yes.
Okay. So it wouldn't be completely out of the blue for him to commit in the next 2 weeks.
Man, it's gonna be this week. I done told you now.
I mean, that's a quadrupling down right there now.
How do you flip from Alabama? Like, do you flip? Do you hold a ceremony? Do you like that's a pretty big deal. Do you announce that I'm going to have a final decision like Demarcus Riddick? Like, how do you do it?
I want to tell y'all so bad, but y'all just gotta wait.
Fred, let's hold church next Sunday, okay? And then you can tell us what you knew and when you knew it. Does that sound like a deal?
That's fine to me.
So you think by this time next week, by the time we go live next Sunday night, you think Perry Thompson will be committed to Auburn?
Amen.
Sounds like my man's ready for church.
I'm gonna get my story ready.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything else about KJ?
Yeah, I have actually. The things that I hear about KJ make me more skeptical than anything I've heard about Demarcus Riddick and Perry Thompson. It's almost too positive for Auburn, and I have been very. I hadn't said much on that because I just don't know. I don't know enough about the kid. He's not a guy that I've gone to see. I've gone to see Riddick several times. I've gone to see Perry Thompson a couple times. So I kind of have a feel of their personality and from talking to me on the record, off the record, what they might do. I got nothing on Bolden, okay? I see it being almost impossible to get away from Georgia. And then if you do get him away from Georgia, it's probably Ohio State. But tell you what, if NIL is something here, and of course it is, Auburn's going to be in the game. There's no doubt.
I can say this. I can say this with confidence. By Auburn missing out on, for the time being, by Auburn missing out on Cam Coleman, they're going to pay up for Hugh guys.
Mm.
The list of guys that he got, that he really wants in his class, they're going to do what they can to get those guys.
It's about 5 of them.
Yeah, about 5 to 7.
That's that yeah, I was going to say 5 to 7. That you got me, Fred, because that's around. Yeah.
Hey, Cole, did you see KJ at Crawford commitment?
See him at what?
Did you see KJ Bolden at Crawford commitment?
At Crawford's commitment.
Oh no, I didn't. I saw Demarcus Austin and Kay and Lee, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was there because I don't know if you know it, that him and Crawford and Hayward and Demarcus and Riddick, Demarcus and Perry, they're pretty close.
Now I do know this. Kay and Lee and Demarcus Austin, I think before Jalen went up there and made his commitment, we're texting or FaceTiming or whatever with KJ Bolden, trying to get him to come over there, or messing with him about Auburn, whatever the case. I'm pretty sure they were doing that too. So that was interesting.
Hey, Fred, one last thing before you go, man. You just mentioned Jalen Crawford. Who were some of the other guys that you mentioned? DeMarcus, Perry, KJ,
and Hayward.
Jalen Hayward.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Jalen Hayward, Crawford, DeMarcus, and Perry.
Interesting. All right.
And Perry, he's been doing some backdooring for Auburn, helping them out. So don't be surprised.
Okay. I will not note that down. Frederick, we appreciate you, big dog.
Thank you, brother.
Terry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I do have a question of the week. Is Fred already gone?
Yeah, he's already gone.
Yeah, he's out, man.
What was our last question?
Fred can jump in there. He's in the live chat a lot.
So, do you drink your coffee first, or do you brush your teeth first? That was the first of the last of the how weird in my section.
Okay, that was the number 2, right? We did salt on watermelon. Here's number 3. This is Am I an Idiot? I've asked. This is not a new question. I think I asked this back when I was with Jhead over at Rivals, or we discussed it. But I've always been curious, man. Am I alone here?
No, I know what you're going to say.
So you get out of the shower. Do you step on the bath mat, or do you put a towel down? What do you dry off on when you get out of the shower? I put a towel down. I have a standing towel. I have and I use it. I stand on it and I dry off.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put it back over the shower door, and I use it tomorrow night. I put it down, and I get out and I dry off on it.
Okay. If we have a bath mat, but it's not in front of the shower, so I put a towel down.
Sweet, Zach.
At my house, we have a bath mat, but when I stay at like a hotel or something, I always put like a towel down.
Always
to stand on. But if I have a bath mat, I'll definitely use that.
Jhead.
Bro, I stepped straight on that bath mat and air dry. Come on now.
Zach, Frederick just joined the chat and answered that question right there.
What do you say?
Cousin Fred, I believe that's him.
Put a towel down.
Put
And
it
then
down,
you can get that rug.
Listen, dude, y'all walk on the rug all day long going in there to TT. all that stuff you're dragging over there, and then you're going to get out the cleanest. And listen, the worst part is like I lived in a house where you get out of the shower and you're standing right in front of the toilet. Yeah. So it's like you're the cleanest where you're the dirtiest. It's the same point. And
there's separation in between where my toilet is.
Okay. You rich, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
us peasants, dude. Us peasants dry off in front of the commode.
Oh, man, I'm getting straight out onto the bath mat. I'm going to air dry, and then I'm going to make my way out the bathroom.
Someone in the chat they put their towel over their bath mat.
Yeah, me too.
Wait a minute. Did you say you air dry?
Yeah, man. What you talking about?
What? Who is the idiot now? My God, you don't dry off.
That's the question.
Well, yeah, I mean, I shimmy off first, bro, but then I
You don't like take the towel and wipe off?
yeah, I do that number
Okay.
first. But then I don't put my clothes on for a minute. I let myself dry on out.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
have to explain that because air dry was like you just get out of the shower and you just go on with your day. No,
You just stand there like turn on the
Yeah,
fan, maybe.
I mean, I'm not looking like I'm running man overboard drills when I get out of the shower, dude. Like, come on, now.
Jay stands in the mirror and does a helicopter, drives off. Oh my gosh! All right, we got a lot of folks towel dry. I mean, standing on the towel. I like it. Now listen, I don't care if there's a clean bath mat or not. I'm putting a towel down, son. Next caller.
Yep.
6371. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
All right. Miss Lawson, man. I just wanted to say, I think Auburn is about 9-3, but maybe anything can happen in Jordan Hill versus Bama, Georgia, LSU. That's the three I'm picking.
Hey, what did you say your name was? Is
I'm sorry about that.
what is your name?
Oh, it's Lawson.
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 Hey, Lawson.
Okay, Lawson thinks Auburn's going 9-3. I'm not going to argue that.
I think that's
I'm saying worst case. But Riddick, I'm thinking Riddick will pick Auburn. I'm not giving up on Cam Coleman. I think he'll flip once Auburn beats Texas A&M. Jimbo will be on the high speed.
I'm right there with you, Lawson. I'm leaving. I'm leaving my prediction, and I will say this: talks with Cam Coleman and Auburn have been ongoing. Auburn has communicated with Cam Coleman just this past week. They're not slowing down. I think Texas A&M jumped out there with a more informative NIL deal than Auburn did, and I think Auburn's now playing catch up, and they've got 5 months to do it. They've got a full season to do it, and they've got. I feel like Jhead, the trajectory for Auburn's program is going up. The trajectory for A&M is at best
holding steady.
At best, holding steady. I don't see Texas A&M as a program on the rise.
And I will tell you this, I am more convinced now than I was even before after watching SEC Media Days that Jimbo and Petrino are not going to work. Like, I am absolutely convinced watching Jimbo.
It could be cataclysmic, man.
Yeah, I honestly believe that. And it's not, look, you're talking about two big bucks in the woods, okay? Like, we know, how Bobby Petrino is. You know how Jimbo is. And to have those two personalities on the same sideline, both strong alpha males, I just think there's no other way for that to end than for an absolute catastrophe. And you can see it written all over Jimbo's face. He's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion about to change how play calling has been. This is his show. He's going to go down doing it his way. I firmly believe that.
And by the way, if that's true, and I kind of agree with you there, Jeffrey, that they're sort of flatlining right now, or not flatlining, but staying the same.
Yep.
Then Auburn, if Auburn really is a program on the rise, they've got to win that game. And that's why that was my mindset. If Texas A&M is actually not getting any better and they're still what they were a year ago, that could really mess up the trajectory for your season, that game, if you lose it.
That might be the most important game on the schedule.
I think it is.
And we
Because
had
people. You can get away with losing to Alabama. You can get away with losing to Georgia.
Yeah, right.
Your first big game under Hugh Freeze is at A&M, right?
I think it's at Cal. I think that's a big game. But at the first big SEC game is Texas A&M. There's no question.
Okay. That might be the most important game.
We had, so in lieu of you being here, we had that discussion. That was our question. What is the most pivotal game of the season?
Jeffrey wasn't here for that.
And I picked Ole Miss because the schedule sets up, and Cole picked A&M. And I think it could be either one of those. I honestly do.
Who was your pick again on that?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Good. Two A&Ms and two Ole Miss.
Thanks, big dog. I almost died.
That's what my phone says when I plug it up. Did y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, she won't
Thanks,
say.
big dog. I almost died.
Thanks, big dog. I almost died.
Somebody's been riding the left lane with Jeffrey Lee.
All right, Lawson. Good stuff, big dog. We appreciate your call. Keep us going there, Zach.
7624. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Auburn Addict. You know, we calling
Oh.
from Atlanta, Georgia, man.
What's up, Addict? How you doing, big dog?
Hey, man, doing good, man. Hey, let me say something, Jay, man. The Bird Dog promo was classic, man.
From last week, yeah, we're going
Yeah.
just put it out there for everybody.
They've seen a spike lately.
Yes.
Bird dog.
Oh, yeah.
I bet. Hey, this is my question, man. As far as NIL is concerned, could you give some perspective on some of the deals? Like, what are 3 stars getting? What are 4 stars getting? What are 5 stars getting? I hear you guys talk a lot about they're getting a lot of money. This guy got a lot of money, but could you put it in perspective? What do you mean when you say a lot of money?
That's
And
a
I
great
think-
question.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, Addict. Okay. Okay.
That is a good question.
This is what I know. When a 5-star wide receiver comes to Auburn and wants to know more about the NIL, they're going to put him with a wide receiver at Auburn, and he's going to say, "Hey, listen, this is what the opportunities are for me here." I think you're going to look at an NIL package as a football player. I also think you're going to get, I don't want to call it a bonus, but it's basically what it is. If you're a 5-star wide receiver, you're coming in, your floor is, I mean, seriously, I don't know specifics, but it's 6 figures.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm talking 10,000 a month floor
For some guys, yes.
for some guys, right?
And I'm not going to speak on the Auburn perspective. What I will tell you is what I know on the NIL game in general, as it goes kind of across the board, is that you typically have about 7 to 10 players that are getting that kind of money.
Right.
That's
Right.
6-figure type money. And then you've got a couple of other guys that are more in that mid-tier range. And then you got a few guys that are getting, $10,000 or whatever total, or they're not getting hardly anything at all.
Right.
That they have kind of, I think most collectives are set up that they have a salary cap that they operate off of. Like they understand what their limitations are, whether it's an announced salary cap or not. They have projections and they have an in number, and they arrange their contracts as such to go along with that budget. And that budget provides for you to have those 7 to 10 big deals with some more mid-level deals. And then a couple of guys that are just, they get their scholarship money, they get their, their Alfred money or whatever it is, that extra $10K that you now can get from the university for, a computer, all the other stuff, educational needs, whatever. And then they get just a little bit of NIL money. They don't get what everybody else is getting. And I think there's some fear because of the health of how that's set up somewhat, that everything's not equal. I think Auburn's trying to do something a little bit different as it pertains to equality across the locker room. I think Hugh Freeze has talked about that.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah. It's rampant across college football right now that college football coaches are trying to wrap their arm around this, but this is where we are right now.
I'm sorry, Jhead, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Jeffrey.
Well, the figures that I've heard, and that's Addict was asking, like, what are we talking about here? You know, a lot of money. What are we talking about here? Those are just some numbers that I was told not too long ago that some schools are offering $10,000 to be on the commitment list each month. Every month you're on the commitment list. That's $10,000. Now I don't know if that's everybody on the commitment list, but that's top 100 guys, I would think.
Well,
we already know a year ago, 5-stars were getting $5,000 per visit. We know that. It was a loophole in the NIL. Quay Russaw and James Smith were getting $5,000 every time, or $5,000 for a visit. They're both 5-stars. So you know what kind of money is out there. and it's big money.
Yeah, and bottom line, you know, if there are problems like that, and you got somebody making so much more than another guy, we can only guess what the numbers are because they don't want those numbers getting out.
Absolutely not.
And they don't want it getting out to other teammates. Okay, because it's causing problems. Okay, all across college football, it's causing problems everywhere. That's why you have some of these portal entries where you're like, how? Why is he getting in the portal? It's not even open. You're gonna have to sit out a year. Just telling you, man. There's problems with this, and
a lot leverage of the transfer portal
is the numbers.
Hey, you don't want me to enter the transfer portal? Let's redo our thing. And let me clarify something on James Smith and Quade Russo. I don't know for a fact that they got those guys. I'm talking about 5 stars a year ago. Guys like that. I don't know if they got $1. I don't. I never saw it. Right. Never heard it. I'm just saying, guys like James Smith and Quade Russo, we're getting $5,000 a visit, not them personally.
Right.
But you know, you talk about the transfer portal. It's very expensive. Think about how many guys Auburn had. 2021, dude, they're expensive. It's not clearance stuff. And listen, you're paying other guys on the team not to transfer.
Yes. Look, there are 3 seasons to me. There is pre-portaling / tamper season. There is renegotiation season. And then there is portal entry season. Okay. And it is cyclical. So you have 2 times. Look, Lane Kiffin got absolutely destroyed by the media after the comments he made. But I will not disagree with some of the things that he said, that it is a travesty that this is the way things are in college football right now, that players can negotiate 2 times a year and then decide if they don't like what they're getting from their current team, that they're going to enter the portal and they're going to go to a team that can. Well, that is where we are. People want to make all the time the comparison to pro sports. It's not pro sports, right? Because in pro sports, A, the contracts are known. And 2, and money's a part of the story. And 2, once you sign a deal, you're in a deal, right? Like there is some legitimacy that you can count on them being there year over year. It's not that way in college football right now. And that is the scary part of the health of the game. Because as the fans go, there's investment, right? There's investment in knowing who's going to be on your team year after year. I'm going to stop right now. I got on my stump. I think we've got somebody that really wants to be on the show right now.
Man, we got a lot of calls. I'm looking for the number. I know what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
Do you know what number is that?
What's the last 4?
I'm gonna put it in
2702.
Got it.
All right, never mind.
2702. You are live.
Yeah, Florida man checking in.
Hey, there he is.
How about you,
Florida man?
How about you, everybody?
Yeah.
Love it.
I needed that, big dog.
He's back, baby. He's back.
Well, listen. First of all, yeah, I got a couple of things I got to say. I mean, so is it true that Jeff is off the market? I mean, are these rumors true?
He's not wearing his ring right now. I haven't seen his finger just yet.
Hey. Keith, so quit texting me. Stay out of my DMs, big dog.
And then the second thing is, which one of you guys voted Vanderbilt to win the SEC this year?
Did somebody vote for Vanderbilt to win the SEC?
Yeah, it was Jhead, I think.
Oh, absolutely, it was. You know, nerds every
year. I don't even know who their coach is.
Clark Lee. Will Brady's look like.
Oh yeah, it's but he spells it like Lea, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Best of luck to Clark. Heath, how's the Sunshine State treating you, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to say hey to everybody, make sure you guys are doing all right. I miss the Auburn Nation, the Auburn family, excuse me.
Yeah, you've been in Florida too long. Auburn Nation.
I got a big recruiting event this weekend. I hear you guys got one too.
Keith, do you think it's any coincidence that Florida's seen a huge uptick? Keith always had to use that word. Florida has seen a huge recruiting uptick since you have been covering the Gators.
I don't think it's any coincidence. I mean, and no, I'm not driving around the Sunshine State throwing bags of cash out the window. No, it's been fun. I mean, but it's fun covering Auburn recruiting too. You know, it's never dull at either one of these two schools. I think that's what I like.
Keith, have you heard anything about any Auburn targets down there? I know Central Florida, Auburn doesn't have a lot of guys. Jalen Hayward's there in Rockledge. Dimitri Nicholas is coming up from Miami for the Big Cat. But I'm trying to think of any guy in Central Florida area. I consider you in Central Florida. Auburn's really not a big presence right now down there, right? Orlando, Tampa?
Yeah, well, you know, the funny thing is Florida's not that heavy in state this year. Just not a great year in the Sunshine State. So that's probably why Auburn's not down here as much. But with Jalen Hayward, that's an interesting kid because, you know, I don't know that Florida and Miami are recruiting him that hard. And so if Auburn pushes, I don't really know what else is going on in that recruitment, but you'd have to think that they'd have a real shot.
You know who Cole and
And,
I
you know,
both
obviously
have.
Auburn's had success in that area before.
Cole and I both have independently heard UCF. Gus.
Wow.
Gus or Auburn.
Okay. Well, you know, Addison Williams, the former analyst at Auburn, is the defensive coordinator right at UCF.
Yeah.
And
He's a DC?
Good guy.
I think he's co-DC
That's
or
an interesting one because, you know, that kid's been all over the map.
Yeah. I tell you, Keith,
But right, Jeffrey, there's not a ton. We're not hearing a ton of Auburn down here, but I think that's going to change. Next year's class in Florida is supposed to be really strong, and that'll give Hugh and company an extra year to kind of get their roots planted down here.
I know you're missing the this week. Demarcus Riddick is presumably flipping from Georgia to either Auburn or Alabama. Perry Thompson's coming to Big Cat, and one of our insiders on the corner believe he's going to be flipping. I know you miss all this.
Well, I don't know as much about Perry Thompson's recruitment other than what I read from you all, and same with Riddick, except for I have heard somebody who follows Georgia closely and somebody who follows Alabama closely that you better watch out for Auburn with Riddick. And that obviously fits right in line with your reporting and Cole's reporting and Jhead's reporting. So that's kind of one of those ones for a person like me down in Florida now that would be an eye opener if Auburn could pull that off. Obviously Perry Thompson too, but you know, I think that's the guy Georgia wanted to keep.
Yeah.
You know, and so these are the types of wins that Auburn's got to have to become the Auburn that the four of us, actually five, all of us came to really admire the past, 25, 30 years. And so they've got to get back to that. That's the kind of guy that can help you do it.
No
Keith,
doubt.
I think we talked about this before you left, but these statement wins in recruiting, I feel like Auburn made one with Joe Phillips. Really came in at the last minute, still stole him from Georgia, and Joe Phillips was pretty honest in what he was going to do. Have missed out on Cam Coleman already. Don't think that one's over yet, but that was a big miss. But with the statement win, obviously Demarcus Riddick would be, and Perry Thompson would be. And Keith, I was telling this before you called in, but everything I've heard has been either it's a toss-up or it's Auburn, and it's kind of lining up with what you're hearing down there from the Georgia and the Alabama sides as well.
You kind of broke up for a second.
No, I just got married.
No. And I've got an echo too. But no, you're right about the signature wins, Jeffrey. I mean, look, I'm not telling you anything you don't know about recruiting. I learned half of what I know from you. So, but what we're seeing in Gainesville and seeing in Auburn are very similar. Both of these programs were sort of taking low-hanging fruit the last couple of years, right, before they got the new coaching staffs in. Now you're starting to see more wins over the elite programs. It's not a lot of them, but it's a few. And it's trending up for both of them. Obviously, Hugh going into his first year has more goodwill built up than Billy Napier after going 6-7. But again, you are seeing some parallels. And Georgia pushing for Joseph Phillips was huge, and if they can get Riddick, Perry Thompson, and then how well they did in the transfer portal with a lot of guys that other schools wanted, you're looking at Auburn and you're saying this feels like a program that is moving in the right direction.
Keith, before you go, big dog, we need to know: are you get out of the shower and stand on the towel, or do you stand on the mat?
What'd you say?
When you get out of the shower, do you put a towel down to stand on, or do you stand on the bath mat?
I have a mat.
There you go, Keith.
Well, I do too, but I still put a towel.
Well,
It's really
I have a
cushiony.
giant shower. I can dry off in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. A bench over there with the fans on.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I love y'all's work as usual. I hope the fans are doing great and excited about the season. And just want to thank everybody in the Auburn world for everything again.
Appreciate you, Keith, man. We miss you. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you're happy, man. Come check back in with us.
Take care and congratulations, Jeffrey.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Keith.
See you guys.
That is Keith Niebuhr, the Auburn recruiting legend. What a fantastic dude. And really enjoyed working with him. Auburn Addicts, what's up, big dog? Appreciate you. Yeah, bring up NIL and throw some money around, big dog in us. By the way, I do put down a towel. That's what I'm talking about. Did y'all see that big buck on Fred's avatar?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn.
That was an 8 or a 10.
Kid Country got some.
About to say.
Yeah. Who got the bigger buck? I'm all gonna say. Keith Niebuhr, Auburn recruiting reporting legend. Now with the Gators on 3 site, we appreciate Keith calling in, man. He knows more than anybody. We appreciate 100%. Him. Yeah. Keep us going there, Zach.
5810. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Oh, fellas, Anthony from Montgomery.
Anthony, what's up, big dog? What's on your mind tonight, Anthony?
I got to get you up to speed, JB. So last week I called in and said that each week I'm going to call in and give a player get into a power count, and I want expectations and 1 bold prediction.
Okay.
And I want to switch that up a little bit this week. I want to do 1 offense, 1 defense.
Okay.
All right.
All right, this week I got for offense we're gonna do Micah Riley Duffy.
Ooh.
And then for defense we're gonna do JD Ram.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's good stuff, Anthony. And you want what? Expectations for those guys?
Yeah, expectation and a
bold prediction.
And a bold prediction. Okay. All right. We'll do it. Hey, Anthony, towel or bath mat?
Bath mat.
There you go, Anthony.
I'm at a hotel. I put a towel down.
The hotel's cleaner than your bathroom.
Negative.
Zach said no.
No, he said facts.
All right, Anthony. Appreciate your call, big dog. Let's get to it.
All right, man.
Expectations, fellas, for JD Rim and Michael Riley Ducker.
Expectations for JD Rim, 2 deep rotational player. Bold prediction, he'll have 2 interceptions this year.
Bold prediction, B-O-L-D. I thought he said bowl.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're going to Cotton Bowl.
Bold prediction, he'll have 2 picks. Expectation, 2 deep player, heavy rotation.
Micah? Did you say Micah?
I have not said Micah. Micah, expectation, buried on the depth chart. Bold prediction, he gets 3 tackles on special teams.
Cole, is that Miss Pink?
No. It's the members of the Buddy Mac.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. That's it.
So we're gonna do a show from the Buddy Mac.
I think we should do a live broadcast from the Buddy Mac.
I thought that was Miss Pink checking to see if I was doing my bird dogging.
Hey, she wants me to get some bird dogs, man.
It helps.
Bro, I can't even look at you.
Hey. Oh, my goodness. All right. Cole, JD Rim, Michael Riley Ducker. Expectations, bold prediction.
Okay. My expectation is that Rim is a part of the rotation at corner. I guess my bold prediction would be that he's going to play some safety this year.
Okay.
I think he's going to play some safety. And by the way, okay, I'll make it even more bold. I think he could start at safety.
Ooh.
I would open my eyes.
I think that could happen. Michael Riley Ducker, I don't have as bold of a prediction on him. I'll say that expectation is that he is in the rotation at tight end and he's going to get thrown to, but he's going to be more of a blocker. I think my bold prediction on Michael Riley Ducker is that he's going to make a touchdown catch in an SEC game this year.
Okay.
I like Michael Riley Ducker. I just don't know where he fits. Where he fits. Like if Rivaldo Fairweather wasn't here,
with what you got right now, it's sort of a tough fit,
mm-hmm.
With numbers. But
yeah, because he's going to be asked to be an inline tight end and an H-back, and that's Luke Deal all day long. Right. I just don't see Micah getting a lot of snaps with Luke still there, and Tyler Fromm can also play that role somewhat.
Is Micah the second most athletic tight end on the team?
Maybe.
I think the third.
When you hear blocker, and I said he's probably going to do more blocking, you think, okay, he's a non-athletic tight end. That's not the case here. He's a guy that gets out in space and blocks really well.
Okay.
You're probably going to see him lining up out in the slot, and they'll throw a screen behind him, and he'll pave the way for it. That kind of stuff.
So he's going to be a guy who's pretty beneficial. You just don't read a lot about him.
Probably, yeah. Dirty work kind of guy.
Okay. Do you have any info here? Any input?
For Rim, I agree. I think rotational piece. And Jhead kind of took mine, so I'll up it. I'll go 3 picks this year.
There you go.
For Rim on the bold prediction.
Nice.
And then for Ducker, I don't expect to see him get a lot of time deep into the season, but my bold prediction would be he'll finish the year with 2 touchdowns against FCS or UMass.
Yeah, get one against Sanford and another against, Vandy or something. I don't even know if Auburn plays Vandy this year. Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The extra 2.
Did y'all know that Clark Lee is the head coach at Vandy?
I did.
Just making sure everybody knew that.
Actually, I actually caught the tail end of his SEC media days, and I was like, the 2 last questions he had to answer were, hey, what'd you think about Ray Davis that transferred to Kentucky? And, hey, what'd you think about Elijah McAllister that transferred to Auburn? I was like,
oh,
golly, man.
Yeah, can you imagine? And there were probably somebody from the Kentucky beat, somebody from the Auburn beat.
It was. But I was like, dang, that's tough. He handled it well, but I was like, man.
Vanderbilt always has classy coaches, don't they?
For the most part, yeah. I think James Franklin kind of,
he
would rub people the wrong way from time to time.
I'm a big James Franklin fan.
I like Franklin.
Him and Todd Grantham getting into it that one time.
James Franklin went to Vanderbilt and was like, "We're going to freaking win."
And he did.
Yeah,
I loved it.
He ended Gene Chisholm's career right there in that stadium.
Oh, sweet miss. Hey Cole, you want to go?
Yeah. I'm on.
Go fry that fish up, big dog.
Yes, sir. We're gonna throw it on the grill.
All right, Buddy Smack.
Yeah. One more time.
Right? There we go. The Freddie Mac.
Buddy Mac.
There we go.
Yeah.
Buddy Mac, folks. Go get your reservations on the Buddy Mac.
That's right.
Get you a T-shirt. You can wear your Buddy Mac T-shirt with your Bird Dog shorts. Is your buddy got on Bird Dogs?
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah, right.
Got to wash them up, But hey, unbelievable.
All right, Cole. Appreciate you, big dog. Have a good night.
See you, buddy.
I will say Vandy did finish 5-7 last year under Clark Lee, beat Kentucky and Florida last year.
They did. And look, I will say this. If Auburn drops that A&M game and then turns around and loses to Ole Miss and Georgia, and that Ole Miss game doesn't go exactly how they want it to, I'm not ruling it out of the realm of, you know what I mean? Like, that Vanderbilt game could get weird, dude. Like, real easy could get weird. So Auburn needs to get off to a really good start in SEC play to avoid what would be a cataclysmic setback at losing at Vanderbilt.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got some more callers.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Well, we need to shut up.
Oh, they just hung up. Wow. Okay.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Yeah. 4881. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? Four 881. You're live.
Below.
He chased off all our callers, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, we apologize. We get to talking, dude. That was my bad. Anthony had a good question.
Yeah, 3365. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Bo from Moody. What's up, fellas?
Bo from Moody. You can always count on Bo from Moody. How about you, big dog?
Hey, could I tell y'all something?
Yeah, Bo. Go ahead.
On the board, on the message board right here, that's talking about Jarquez Hunter. Could y'all please block him?
Is it somebody that's just now posted?
Is it on the
It's
board
Romeless.
or in the YouTube chat?
Romeless, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, he already got blocked. I'm pretty sure he already got blocked.
I mean, I think he's a Bama troll or something, man.
Was he in the YouTube chat or the Auburn Live?
Yeah, he was in the YouTube chat. He's not on the. I don't know if he's on the corner.
Okay. Romulus?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the corner.
Yeah, Romulus, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get all three of them, man.
All three of?
We'll get Riddick. I think we're gonna get Perry, and I think we're gonna get Bowden.
Ooh.
Wow. Man.
And I'm gonna pray a prayer for it too.
Bringing in Jesus to Auburn recruiting, Bo. The closer.
And when we beat Texas A&M, Cam Coleman's coming to Auburn.
You know what? I feel more confident about Cam Coleman than I do KJ Bolden.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what I've heard with regard to KJ, and actually I will say
I got one more thing to say. Is the running back from, is it Henderson? Charles Henderson?
Alvin Henderson.
Yeah, is he coming Big Cat?
He is not. He told me back a long time ago when we first put up the board that he was probably going to Oregon that weekend, and then he just confirmed, I think in the past week, that he is going to visit Oregon. He's been to Auburn several times. This is a good chance for him to go and see Oregon, so he's going up there to see the Ducks, Sco Ducks. I still think Auburn. I still think Auburn's the team to beat.
Sway him to Oregon, man.
No, I don't think so. I think Auburn's.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all
appreciate you, though.
God bless.
Appreciate you, Bo. Yeah, Jhead, have you heard anything that would lead you to believe Alvin Henderson does not end up at Auburn?
No, not at this time. But I think he's got a ways to go in his recruitment. I do not see him making a decision anytime soon.
Okay. All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog.
5960. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, fella?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
We doing good, brother. Waiting for your update.
Man, JD, you must still got jet lag or something, man. You messing with my energy on the show tonight, man. We had a lot of energy last week, man.
Listen, dude. I told Jessica she was like, "Look, it's gonna be real."
Like I needed, man.
She said it's gonna be real tough on us going back.
Went from talking about wiping asses on the corner. Now we talking about how we dry them off on the Auburn line. Oh, hey.
You dry off on the towel. Don't lie.
No, I put a towel down. I don't step on
that. Damn right you do. Because you're not an idiot.
I don't like the feeling of mats under my feet, man.
It's like a mattress pad for me.
Yeah, it feels cushy to your toes.
But Edward, I will say this, man. Jessica told me the jet lag was real, and I was like, "Oh, it's all in your head. It's gonna be tough." She's like, "Oh, it's gonna be tough going back from Hawaii." And I got back. We did the podcast the next day, and I was okay, dude. The next day hit me hard, and then I was like, "Okay, jet lag is a real deal." I was staying up till 12 o'clock, waking up at 4. It was big, and I went and I looked it up, did some research. It's like for every time zone every hour, you lose, that's how many days it's going to take. Well, I lost 5 hours coming back from there, and it's taken me 5 days to really get.
Wow.
Today's my last day. Let's put it that way of the jet lag. So I'll be back with a little bit more energy.
Breeze, man, just messing with you, man. Got to give you a hard time.
All right.
Hey, but I still like where we stand with Riddick, man. I like. I told you last week, Jhead, I'm talking to some people inside up there at Tilton County. I like where we stand.
Mm-hmm.
It can go either way, but I like the position that we put ourselves in a good position.
I think that's fair.
I think that's extremely fair. I think Auburn, and I'm with you on this, Edward, could not have done any better as far as the position that they put themselves in to capitalize on this recruitment. Things get weird in the last minutes. We all know this. This is not, if you followed Auburn recruiting for the last 5 years, hell, 10 years, then you know that things get weird as we get to 0 hour. But I'm with you. I think this staff has approached this the right way. I think they've attacked this recruitment with everything that they've absolutely got. And we're just going to let the chips fall where they may. But I'm with you. I love the way they've gone about this.
Last Sunday, Monday, I text my boy Derek Smith. I seen somebody had posted.
Oh yeah, man.
Big Cat. I texted him and he told me he was coming to Big Cat. But I sat down and talked with him on Friday. Derek Smith, 2026 PSM, Southside Selma. Man,
2026.
I'm gonna say this. I know Ryan Williams was Mr. Football. I'm gonna tell you, the best football player in the state of Alabama in the 2026 class resides in the Southside Selma. People might not believe that, but you're gonna see that. Look for this kid, man, to have a monster season, man.
2025.
His mother died back in late last year. The look in his eyes, man. He straight up told me. I told him, I said, well, I've been telling everybody, man, I think you the best player in the class. He told me these his words, that Ryan Williams was ranked number one only because a lot of people hadn't seen what he's capable of doing. He's supposed to be talking to Chad Simmons. I want to say today or either sometime this week, he having the 707 All-American game.
Yep,
but
Chad is down
real
this way.
deal, man. You defense, offense, wherever you want to put him, man. Just put him on the field.
I think I'm going to come down to Everett for a game in the fall, and then you just drop me off with my 7mm 08 somewhere on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Now we can talk about deal now.
I'll bring you back some tenderloin. You can only have one though. I want them in.
Yeah, but y'all bump into him down there Big Cat weekend, man. I'm
gonna see him.
I'm gonna more than happy to give y'all an interview.
Matter of fact, see, I saw you posted something about an interview with him, and I don't know if I was on my phone or what, but I saw it now that I'm just now remembering it. Yes, I'm gonna definitely talk to Derek Smith.
Yeah.
What does he know you as, Edward? Does he know you as Edward?
I had a long conversation with him, man.
Does he know you as Edward?
About coming to Big Cat weekend, hey.
Or Kid?
You get one of the best I ever seen on a football field, man. On the football field,
What does he know you as?
Safety, receiver. I'm interested to see because he got a twin brother, and his brother standing about 6'6". Derek only about 6'1". I seen him Friday, I could tell he having that growth spurt. If he get to 6'3", 6'4", man, oh my God. Ain't nobody out jumping him right now at 6'1" at a jump ball. He can get to 6'3", 6'4". Oh my God.
I'm gonna see him. Hey, so when I see him, am I gonna say Edward from Selma?
Just say Edward from Selma.
Okay.
That's all you gotta do. Just say Edward bragging on you. He'll know who you're talking about.
All right. Done deal, big dog.
Y'all guys have a good night, man.
Appreciate you, kid.
All right.
All right, we got one last caller. 1295. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
First time caller. This is J Nut 458 from Anniston.
J Nut.
Just wanted to. Yeah, I just wanted to make sense of the Riddick situation.
Okay.
Hot topic, Jay
He
Nut.
was going to commit on the 26th for a while, correct?
That's correct.
Still is.
Okay, and when did he commit to going to Big Cat?
2 weeks ago.
Early part of this month.
To me, why would he commit to go to Big Cat and then make his decision to go to Alabama?
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. That's what I was saying. Jay, when Andrew Bone said Alabama's not expecting him to visit before Wednesday, and then Auburn's expecting him to visit on Saturday, it's almost like too obvious. But let's see. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to look to see when it was reported that he would be at Big Cat.
Now, I will say this. You're trying to apply logic to an illogical sport, and that is recruiting. That things sometimes said and done, and then things change readily thereafter. But I'm with you guys as far as a train of thought is concerned. Why would you very openly say you're coming to Big Cat and not?
Yeah, he actually tweeted it if I recall.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back and find when he tweeted it.
I think it was on Instagram, was it not? I don't think it was.
I don't know, dude. I can't keep up with all these stupid social media stuff. It's like, let's just stay. Let's make Twitter, your recruiting news timeline.
Because it's the one that's easiest for me to follow. That's for sure.
Too. Anyway, he was.
That thing I had now hang up. Did y'all watch the Lane Kiffin SEC press conference?
I did.
I was gonna cry.
What was he crying about?
I appreciate y'all taking my call, and I do lay down the towel.
Thank you, Jay Nut. Hell yeah. We have had listen, I had no idea it was going to be a clean sweep like this. And I don't know there's been a clean. It's like a run rule right now for towels. Like, I had no idea I was in the huge majority. I need to text Jessica, by the way, let her know that she's the idiot here. Bath towel over the bath mat. It's like a mattress pad. You get off. It's like, ooh.
Tell Jessica that Jhead says, "Stay classy." No, don't fall to that bird dog trick of laying a towel down. Okay.
Oh, all right. Phone lines are closed. We got some questions. We want to get answers in the chat. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, Justin Clayton. Do y'all think we may have too many coming to Big Cat all Junior Day earlier in the year? Man, it's a good question. The numbers are nowhere close to being that January 28th. It was over 100 visitors that day. And if you take away the commitments, Jhead, if you take away the commitments, I think it's about where Auburn wanted it, which is around 25 to 30.
Yeah, I think that's right. And that's a combined 2024 and 2025.
Right.
I think they're going to have it narrowed down enough. The 2025 guys are going to spend time with. Don't get me wrong. They're going to recruit them. But they're not going to be putting the screws in like they are on those 2024 guys. It's going to be a little bit different pitch as far as that goes. But I'm with you, Jay Lee. I think they've actually kind of got the guest list. And they're not going to make – we all know that there was a QR code situation where that got passed around and other kids were using it to get in at that massive junior day and everything else. This is going to be invite only. If you don't get an invite from Auburn, you are not allowed in the facility. It will be much more streamlined than that junior day, which was more or less an introduction for Hugh Freeze to the state of Alabama and the state of Georgia for recruiting. That's what they use that form as a platform for Hugh Freeze to meet and greet as many kids as he possibly could.
S.S. Austin, how we feeling about DeAndre Carter? I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, coming back for a second visit all the way from California, family in Birmingham. Your top competition is not an in-state school because USC is kind of fallen out of that recruitment. Instead, it's Michigan State and Texas. How hard is Texas pressing right now? I don't know, but I like the fact that he's going to be visiting us twice before he ever takes one visit to Texas.
If I'm not mistaken, he's scheduled in September to visit Texas. I did check with our Texas guys. He believes that he is still a top target for Texas, so there will be a battle by I think Auburn, feels pretty good about him, especially coming back. Buddy Colt, any news on Wyatt Simmons? This is a good question here. Wyatt Simmons, the 3-star backer, but I think every college coach that's seen his video believes he's at least a 4-star guy. Wyatt Simmons, the linebacker. Dude, I don't know that I think Cole spoke to him one time after he visited Auburn, and I don't think anybody else has got him on the phone. He is very close to the vest on his recruitment. But I will say this. I put out some feelers earlier this week, and Clemson is definitely still in this. Arkansas is trying like hell to definitely stay in this. Auburn also, with the relationships with Hugh Freeze and Josh Aldridge, is still, I think, if you were to ask Clemson and Arkansas, they would say Auburn's the team to beat.
Yeah.
But they are certainly not going away, and they're not far off. So that's what I've got for you also. Dylan McCartney, how well do you think Bo Nix could have been in the Freeze Montgomery offense? I think it would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think it would have been fantastic. Bo Nix and Hugh Freeze. Offense, Jhead.
Sorry, my dog was going nuts in the background. I think he would have been fantastic in a Hugh Freeze offense. Honestly,
I would love to see it.
Bo Nix probably does not transfer to Oregon if Hugh Freeze is the head coach after Gus Malzahn, because I think that it accentuates his skill set, and I also think Hugh would have recruited and put the skill players around him that Bo felt like he needed to compete at a level that's commiserate with other talent that has that kind of talent around him.
I remember saying on the rundown when I was with Rivals, when Bo Nix was a freshman, I said Bo Nix will be in New York. This was back when everybody was like calling for his freaking head. This is the one thing I've ever gotten right about quarterbacks. I said that dude's going to be in New York before his college career is over with. Had he stayed at Auburn, had Hugh Freeze taken over after Gus, I believe that would have been true, and I still think it's true when he'll be at New York. He'll be in New York this coming year in Oregon.
I think he's got a really good chance. Now, look, the Pac-12 is deep with quarterbacks this year. I mean, absolutely deep, because you got Caleb Williams at USC. You've got Cameron
Ward at Washington State. You got Michael Penix at Washington.
Yes.
Shedeur Sanders just came into Colorado. You got Jaden Delora, who was at Washington State, now at
Arizona.
I want to say UCLA has a 5-star who's probably going to take over for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and then Cam Rising's back at Utah.
Yeah, that is an absolutely loaded Pac-12 from a quarterback position. Probably, to me, Caleb Williams, Penix Jr., and Bo Nix are probably the cream of that crop. But I'm with you, Jay Lee. He's got an absolute opportunity to showcase himself out there with the weapons that they put around him and the offensive line that he has. That's the biggest thing with Bo, is the offensive line that he's got in front of him out there at Oregon. And he can thank Mario Cristobal for that. But he's got a real opportunity to put up some major points this year.
Okay. Really like Bo. Blake wants to know, is the recent UGA decommitment Jalen Hayward from Rockledge, is it possibly related to KJ Bolden officially telling UGA he's coming? No, they're not related, if that's what you're asking. Is Jalen Hayward's decommitment from Georgia related to KJ Bolden? No, it's not. It's not.
They would have taken both those kids. I think I've got that on pretty good authority. I think Jalen Hayward, or AP Hayward, has been looking around for a little bit, just kind of trying to find a better fit for him. Having the opportunity to play multiple positions in the back end. And look, while I would have told you that it's a Georgia slam dunk for KJ Bolden 2 weeks ago, I think Florida State is really in that recruitment. I mean, from the people that I've spoken with, I think Florida State is really, really in that recruitment.
Damn.
And while I still think Georgia will do what it takes to land KJ in the end, I don't think it's the slam dunks that everybody once thought it was. That's for sure.
Interesting. We'll know soon enough. August the 5th, KJ Bolden will announce. That is 6 days after his trip to Big Cat. Sean Feely wants to know, who does Hugh Freeze beat first? That's a good question here. LSU, Alabama, or Georgia?
Ooh, I'm going to go LSU. Because
I'm going to go Alabama.
Now, take that back. If you were able to pull the upset this year, yes. With us going to without knowing who's going to be on Auburn's 2024 schedule, is LSU on the schedule for 2024 or do we lose them? I think we keep
we lose LSU in 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So we wouldn't get them at home. Ooh, that's tough because you don't know exactly how 2025 is going to play out.
Hang on.
Dude, I think Auburn's going to beat one of those guys this year. One of those teams this year.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you something, big dog. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, Brian Harsin almost beat Bama.
He did, and I will say this, that defensive line played out of their mind in that game. I don't think that Auburn has the defensive line top-end talent that team had, and they neutralized Bryce in that game. I just think it's going to be hard depending on how the Alabama quarterback situation shakes out. And look, man, I saw Saban at media days, and he's just like, okay, count me out. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. I'm telling you right now. And he's got that look like he's going to win another national championship. I just don't see Auburn winning that game this year. I just don't. And Auburn plays extremely hard in Jordan Hare. I mean, they played lights out in that game.
So Auburn does not play LSU next season. So if LSU is your pick, they have to beat them this season in Death Valley.
Bama.
Yeah, I can't do that either. I'm going to have to go with Alabama just because of the amount of times you're going to play them. Because I don't see anybody slowing Georgia down right now. I'm going to be honest with you on that one.
That's fair.
Yeah, and we play Georgia in Athens next year, so I just don't see us winning that game.
I mean, I don't see us going. Yeah, you would have to get Alabama in Auburn this year.
J-Lee Spit Cup. I had to give it up. It didn't agree with me. How rare is it now for a kid to commit and sign just because he wants to play at a certain school? It's pretty rare. Is money being dealt regardless?
Ooh.
How rare is it now for a kid? It's pretty rare. Now, unless you get a guy like, Amon Lane, Jaden Lewis,
J.C. Hart.
Walker White.
Yeah. I don't think there's any NIL money. I mean, not like massive amounts. I think that kid picked where he wanted to go.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't consider it rare. I think when you get into the top 100 recruits who, and not saying that Walker White's not, because he should be, but quarterbacks are a little bit different. Walker's different. He's an anomaly. He's just a good kid with a great, head on his shoulders. He knows what he wants, and he's not. To be honest with you, but Walker White never even mentioned NIL to Auburn. Didn't mention it. Didn't care. Wanted to go where he wanted to go. So, anomaly, like I said. But I don't think it's rare that a kid wants to go to Auburn or wants to go to Alabama. They offer him, and he's on board. And then he goes, hey, man, well, do I get any NIL? Nah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or just a little bit? Okay, cool. That's fine. So I don't think it's rare.
Yeah, so we got 2 more questions, but J-Lee Spit Cup also said Trooper Taylor says towel to your question.
Of course he does. Speaking of helicopter, Scott Vickery, if we get Riddick, Thompson, Demarcus Riddick, Perry Thompson, and KJ Bolden is our class in the top 10. If it's not, it damn sure should be. That is 3 of the top 35 players, 2 of the top 25. Jhead, you get Demarcus Riddick, Perry Thompson, KJ Bolden, Auburn's. The problem is that you would think if Auburn gets those 3 5-stars, 4 to 5 stars, 3 top 35 players, I don't know what's above them in the rankings, but you would think that's a top 10 class.
To me, you get those 3 and the way you're going to be able to layer the class around them, because look, once 1 5-star commits and then you get another and you get another, you start to get on a little bit of a roll here. Like, guys, it becomes the in vogue thing to commit to Auburn because we're doing something new and different and everything else.
But on August the 6th, is Auburn ranked in the top 10 if those 3 guys are on the commit list?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If those 3 on the commit list, yes, you're in the top 10. Does it stay that way? I don't know that, but I would tend to believe that's a top 8 type class.
You have Jalewis Solomon, I believe, is coming right after Bolden.
they're both on August the 5th, to the best of my memory. I think they're both on August the 5th. And then you've got Malcolm Simmons that potentially is getting ready to do something soon. You've got Wyatt Simmons, who's potentially going to do something soon. DeAndre Carter could pop anytime between now and September when he visits Texas. I think they're probably going to be on him hard to go ahead and pull that trigger. You know what I mean? Like I think there's going to be a little bit of a push there for that one. So it's not going to be beyond us to be at somewhere around 17 commitments, before toe meets leather on September the 1st. I mean, I honestly believe we can be there. And if you got those 3 in your 17, then yeah, you're a top 10 class, no doubt.
Good question. All right, Sean Philly, Jay Lee, I have a question for you next week. When you close the blinds or the shades? Oh, this is such a good question. Sean Philly. And I know everybody's on the same page here. We will save that one for next week.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question for next week.
Listen, this should be consensus, son. All right? This should be consensus. Even Jessica and I agree. You want this? That's a great question. Question. I think the overwhelming favorite tonight was Towel Down, which I'm so glad to hear. I was raised that way. We had the towel over the shower door. You took the towel, you laid it down. You dry it off. You got the towel, you threw it back over the shower door. After about a week, you throw it in the wash. You use one of your old dry off towels, put down now. Woo! I'm not an idiot this week. Will not be an idiot next week either. Promise you that.
No.
All right. Hey, we've got a great week. This is going to be fun. I'm ready for it to be over with. God, I'm looking forward to August. Oh my gosh.
It'll be nice just for you guys to cover some football practice and not be just completely inundated with recruiting, right?
I'm ready for the season to start. So recruiting will finally. This used to be a slow time. This used to be a slow period in recruiting. You could actually take the month of July and August and enjoy it. But now, I go get married for 7 days, and there's 2 commitments, and all this and that. Coming back, you've got another commitment. You got Big Cat. You've got another 2 commitments on August the 5th. Then hopefully things will start slowing down as we get near to start of the season. But we will be covering Andrew. How did I put you on the roll? Oh,
there's submitting questions now because KP said you put the milk in the bowl first or you pour the cereal first.
Oh,
who does that? Who puts the milk in the bowl? Dude, ban that guy.
Yes.
KP, 100%. You're done, son. God bless America. Please tell me you put. I mean, how do you know if the bowl doesn't go over? Raisin Bran's the only, and Frosted Flakes. They don't.
Oh, okay.
Float up.
KP said he doesn't do it, but his wife does.
Divorce. I got a great divorce attorney for you, big dog. Great day in the morning. That's a freaking deal breaker.
Oh, man.
I had a dude who was milk intolerant. What do you call that when you toot a lot after you drink milk?
Lactose.
Lactose.
That's what I said. Dude ate cereal with water.
Oh.
Who is he? Fred from Friday?
I could not be his friend anymore. It was like Saturday morning. We woke up, jumped in front of the TV set. He was like, "Yeah, you want some freaking Fruity Pebbles? Yeah, can't have milk. Make me poo poo." Like, okay, we'll get some Pop-Tarts. Nah, man, just put some water. You got to go home if you drinking water or eating water and you cereal. Great day in the morning. So, what was the other one? It was blinds. That's a great one. And what was the other one?
How you put the toilet paper roll on the holder.
Preach. Oh my God. That's another one, dude. That's another, those 2 right there. If you don't answer them the same as me, you're done. You're done. Okay.
You're off the corner, huh?
Absolutely. We can't stand for that. That's blasphemy. There's only one way to close the blinds. There's only one way to put on the toilet paper. All right. There are no other options. Can't wait. All right. Big week. Everybody stay tuned to All Live on 3. Check out those bird dogs, man. Check out those bird dog shorts. I've already had several people emailing me and messaging me Remember, it's birddogs.com/Auburn, all caps. That'll get you a free tumbler. It's kind of like this. It's one of those really cool tumblers. This is a Yeti, and I think these are the worst ones on the market, to be honest with you. I got the cheaper ones are much better. My ice is already melted. I don't play that. I'm going to have to go down the hall to get ice in my daggum drink. So, birddogs.com/Auburn, all caps. It'll get you a free tumbler to go with those Bird Dog shorts. And we'll be back, I think, Wednesday or Thursday this week. Probably Thursday, because Wednesday is Demarcus Riddick's announcement. Cole will be there one way or the other. And we'll be tracking the Big Cat list up until we should have an official look at it on Friday. And we'll be updating the hot boards this week as well. Thank you for everybody for calling in tonight. We had Fred, we had Lawson, we had Auburn Attic, we had Keith. Appreciate the tip there, Attic. But all we ask is that you like and subscribe, man. Free. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody there. Keith Niebuhr with a call-in show. Anthony from Montgomery had fantastic questions. Bo from Moody, Edward from Selma, and J Nut from Aniston. All the questions we got from the chat. We really appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody calling and watching. For Jhead, for Cole somewhere over there in the Bay, for Zach in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee. Y'all stab that daggum left lane.